Hey, this is the mountain bike rookie, and I want to talk to you after having owned the Trek Roscoe 8 for 6 months about what I regard as the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's go. Okay, let's start with the good. I've got 7 things that I want to highlight, and the first is this: it's a chunky, strong bike. This bike weighs less than 15 kilograms. Trek's official stats is 14.65 kilograms, and it handles me, a rider of about 95 kilograms on any given day, very, very well, and I have much confidence on this bike. Now, the official limit for the Trek Roscoe 8 is 136 kilograms or 300 pounds if you measure that way, and so I'm a far way off. No problems there then. The second thing is this: I love these 27.5 inch 2.8 inch mid-fat tires. Well, I'm the mountain bike rookie, so I'm really just a beginner, and it's great that they look after me and they just look amazing. At the end of the day, these chunky tires, when you're on the handlebars and you're going through the plantations or down rocky sections, technical terrain, it looks after you super well. Third thing is this: these are tubeless ready tires, and I love the setup. I tell you what, here on the Isle of Man we have brambles everywhere. Now, brambles have ugly little thorns on it, and I've gone over so many of them in the time that I've been out over the last 6 months, and I haven't had one single puncture. Given that it's tubeless, it's also lighter, and it also means that this bike can be run at much lower pressures. Some guys actually even run pressure as low as 13 psi to just soak up the bumps, to help with the fact that it's not a full suspension bike. And so I run it at about 18 psi, 18 to 20 psi, but these tubeless tires really are amazing. If you've never had it before, see if your bike can't come with such a setup. This is brilliant. Number 4, gear shifting. These gear shifters are Shimano SRAM NX Eagles, and they're as smooth as butter. Actually really great to use them and enjoy them as they shift up and down. Never had a problem, not even once, on this end of the bike. Number 5, attention to detail. This is by no means a top-end bike. There are bikes 3 or 4 times as expensive as the Trek Roscoe 8, but actually the attention to detail on this bike is pretty sweet. From the torque settings to the actual branding, and even my local bike store putting on their logo in a tasteful manner, it's very good. And I feel for a bike of this price range, thumbs up for the attention to detail. Number 6, the drivetrain here. This 1x12 is a fantastic drivetrain. It's the SRAM PG 1230 Eagle, and it is just so attractive. It is just so much better to have this 1x12, simple, less to go wrong, less mechanics, and the cassette at the back is 11 to 50, which gives you plenty of scope if you're going uphill and if you have to work hard on inclines. So the drivetrain on this is one of the things that I value highly on this bike. And then number 7, the ergonomics of the bike. The position of the rider is just very comforting, and so I don't really tire on the bike. I think the geometry of the bike is helpful, and so I have felt after 6 months that this bike really is just a great entry-level beginner's bike for you to have fun on. So the comfortable rider position is my 7th great thing about the Trek Roscoe 8. Alright, so let me talk to you about the bad. You had the good, now the bad. Some of the things that I've picked up after 6 months, they are not game changers, they will not prevent me from recommending this bike, but 6 things that I found as niggles really after having bought the Roscoe. And the first is this: I love my dropper post. I use the dropper post probably as often as I would use my gears, especially on uneven climbs, terrain, technical sections. And it's a Trans X JD YSP 18 130mm dropper post with beautiful internal routing, so it looks very tidy. But after a few months it did start sticking, and I've had a few issues whereby I had to pay attention to getting it sorted, because it just wouldn't release and it just wouldn't go down in moments where I needed it most. So just something to pay attention to. Know how to look after your dropper post. 2, the next thing that wasn't fantastic about this bike, on occasion is the spongy brakes. Now these are Shimano hydraulic discs, MT501 levers and MT500 calipers. They are mostly okay, but I've had a few tight moments whereby the brakes simply just didn't have enough stopping power, so that's perhaps worth considering. Alright, then I also, number 3, had some shifting niggles. Now for some reason it won't shift to the highest cog here. I don't know what it is. The rear derailleur is NS SRAM Eagle. It's brilliant, it's smooth, but for some reason I've always struggled to get to the top cog, and that's been frustrating to this 50-tooth cog, especially when I'm riding steep inclines. Now I know you can just adjust, and I have to adjust it a little bit, but that has been a small niggle as well, but actually overall not that bad. Number 4 is the mid-fat tires. Now I've listed it in the good of the bike, but this is slow when you're on tarmac. It is definitely not a commuting bike. These 2.8-inch fat tires, you can hear them as they spin on the road, and if you want to get anywhere quick on the road, this is not the bike to do so. Number 5, the shape of the tubes. It's a love-hate relationship for me. I think the shape of the tubes are absolutely stunning. Only a few years ago, all mountain bikes used to come out with round tubes, or at least most of them did. But now you can see you've got more of a flat tube on the top and a square tube on the bottom. And although it looks awesome, the problem is it struggles with conventional bike racks. And I've had real issues in terms of getting this secure on my bike rack, as it just doesn't want to sit in the rounded cradles. It's not going to affect everybody. It's actually probably not going to affect a lot of people, but it has been a frustration for me. And then finally, number 6. As you can see, I've got some orange pedals here. They are nuke proof Neutron Evo pedals, and I replaced almost immediately the original pedals that this bike came with. It was VP 536 nylon pedals, and it was just rubbish, so I got them replaced as quickly as possible. And those are the 6 things that I see as the bad of the Trek Roscoe 8. And then finally, the ugly. This bike is absolutely stunning. It comes in the 2021 models in a dark aquatic and metallic gunmetal, which is this version that you see, and it also comes in a matte black, red to marigold fade. And although the paintwork looks awesome, it scratches so easily. There's been so many occasions putting it in the bike rack, going down a track, falling over, scraping against a tree, that this stunning paintwork scratches up. Now I don't know whether it's a Trek issue or whether it's just on this particular version, but I have been disappointed at how quickly this bike scratches up. Now from your vantage point, from where you're looking, you won't be able to see it, and overall the bike looks pretty awesome. And some guys will say, well, it just adds to the character. I agree, but that was something that niggled me right from the start, just how quickly it scratched. So there you have it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Should you buy this bike, the Trek Roscoe 8? Well, I'll say this much. Every time I ride it, I fall just a little bit more in love with it. Price bracket lies between about 1,400 to 1,500 pounds here in the UK. And if that is your price range, I highly recommend this. Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know what bike you've got. Put it in the comments below. This is your mountain bike rookie. Until next time, see you soon.